second, I thought, damn, he's just looking at the mirror himself. That's what it's about. Currently, everyone here, it's all more than welcome to visit our lands. As you can already tell, we have magic lands, we have magic people, and most of all, we have top players, top notch, every single one of them showcasing what Mexico's got. If you are ready, so what Mexico has with Big Boss, with SkyJ, with Sheik, with Spargo, all the way through the front. Then we have Rocks and Waymas getting ahead of it with Wario and Sheik. Starting up this match, Roy, take it on.
Of course, and Waymas actually, I think, surprising quite a few people the last time around, and that said with Spargo, it was a real clincher, especially considering just how well has Spargo been performing. At this point, pretty much considered like the second best player in the world. And if you don't think so, then you're free to add me on Twitter. It should be right there after a while. But then, while we are at it, there's no Spargo in here. We have Ross, one of the best players in Monterrey, arguably, actually, the best player currently in Monterrey, versus Waymas, who is pretty much a local player at this point and quite a veteran of the game. He's been playing for so long, and he used to be the best player in Mexico during the Brawl days, and he's going to open up, nearly killing that Sheik with his lap, and the second time around, not going to do it as well, and just looking for that, and Rox, who, he loves working, dude. He has not dropped Sheik, regardless of the changes in this character.
And the challenge of the Sheik, you know, it's quite challenging to keep up on this current meta. Every single time there's a new DLC, she has to struggle more and more to keep being represented by these players. But I gotta say, I gotta add, you gotta put some respect on my name, on Waymas' name. My man is being working through hard on this bracket. He's just facing every single demon that Mexico could offer, getting all the way to game number 5 against the top number 2 of the whole world, and it's currently not doing so bad against Rock himself. As you can already tell, Sheik is not exactly the type of character that many people have some, character matchups knowledge, you know? There's not as many Sheiks. You have to improvise as much as you can, and there's a limit to that. After you improvise, then you start to adapt into whatever Sheik throws at you, and currently he has not adapted whatsoever to all the pressure that Sheik is currently facing and is struggling against Waymas, taking him all the way to 76 outside of the stage, man. It's gonna be a stock, most likely. No, it's not. Perhaps.
He was definitely forced to burn that waft due to the recovery, and, well, that's Wario's main tool, especially against such a light character. Well, I think that Sheiks these days are a lot more consistent in getting their damage, getting their kills. We actually saw Rocks try and go for that down tilt at the ledge last time and confirm into it, and there the needles yet again doing wonders for the kill power that this character normally people don't seem to give it credit for, and, well, with fair reason, right? It's not super easy to execute. But here, Waymas is having a hard time, just dealing with this type of pressure that Rox is bringing to the table, and finding himself at the ledge quite often, fighting quite aggressively as well, and those bites, which are a trademark of his gameplay. Let's see if he can get some more of that going, because if not, then he is just straight up gonna lose this first game.
At this point of the match, you gotta question the decision to actually burn out the waft on the second stock. Going back all the way to the second stock where he was forced to burn out the waft, I believe that if he was able to just let that slide, let that stock loose, and then on the next stop come back with the waft, then things could have been a little bit more evener. But as you can already tell, it's 55 against 0. This is quite a percentage that Wario can actually get back from, and it's quite easy. But the thing is that Sheik is also a little bit, even though she's quite a fast follower, it's a little bit hard to land consistent combos on her due to her hardback shifting that she's always taking every single hit that she takes.
All right, and here Waymas looking for that setup. The uppers and the up tilts are probably gonna come into play, and like we saw before, Rox is being very patient, just waiting for that whiff. This is the first time pretty much that he pulls the trigger and no dice to be fine around. Oh, that was the setup again. He's pushing himself into the corner. Waymas fishing for that up tilt, checking in at roll distance just to make sure that he is able to punish in case that Rox makes the slightest mistake, but he's not gonna make it, and the same way he took a stock before, and now he's gonna come into play once again. just those setups with the down tilt being very useful for my man Rocks this time around. And, well, giving him that first game, Town and City, of course. And we are back at it. And just Waymas seems to be favoring this big, broad spaces. And, of course, Town and City not the biggest blast zones to the sides. So that could also come into play, especially if you're trying to steal away some stocks. And that is some of Wario's, well, Outmas' specialty. It didn't look too bad. However, definitely Rocks was playing the patient game at the end, and, well, no dies, and especially when, like, Waymas is known for that patient gameplay. So let's see if he can change it up, mix it around a little.
Actually, gonna question a little bit of Waymas' decision making because, as you can already tell, Waymas' game plan based himself on the patient. Every single time that he gets any kind of opening, he's just gonna exploit it and make it matter. But when he already faces his opponent on that specific niche of percent, he's not gonna throw any moves further if he has the WAF available. That was the one thing that on the last stock made Waymas just choose to be outside of Sheik's range every single time without contesting it. On the other hand, we're currently facing game number 2. Waymas already struggling on 54%. It's a ledge up situation that he manages to make back and also turns it on his favor. Already expanding that side B, already expanding all that up B, making Waymas get to the percentage that he wants to take rocks on.
Definitely in here. Oh, he's going for a raw bite. Just trying to take a munch out of that Sheik, but is not going to pan out his way here. And landing aggressively on those platforms, definitely helping him a lot. But also, Rocks could take that into advantage because we've seen time and time again just how excellent Sheik's platform punishes are, like with those uppers, but not even just a straight up read going for that banish. And that first part of Poof, it's so strong. It's definitely going to take that life. And Waymas, once again, reeling. I think that he's not too uncomfortable on this position. However, if we keep seeing it repeated, like, as time goes on, we might see just Rocks steamrolling this, which I don't think is something that I should be saying, perhaps, especially just on how Waymas was playing on that last set. Even though he did lose, like, he still took, like, one of the best players on the planet to that last very brink. So here, Rocks making a case for it and showing that maybe his matchup different in mentality. I don't know, but he is making it work.
Oh,
and he is going for it all the way.
My goodness gracious, I was just waiting for the moment that I could actually let loose the emotions that I'm currently flowing, that I'm currently facing. As you can already tell, Waymas is just struggling way too hard against this problem, this mad theory that's just being presented by Rocks. Every single time that Rocks gets in, it just gets further and further and further into percentage, just going and growing all the way from yellow to red. I am currently facing one single Waymas that I never had faced on, one that holds fear, one that holds pain, because as you can already tell, Rocks is just getting over and over Waymas, and this is quite troubling. This is game number 2, and it's probably gonna be Rocks' side if Waymas doesn't solve anything quite to the task.
Yeah, let's see if Rocks is able to keep those anti-airs going with the nairs and just controlling the space on the ground, and like he has been doing with the tilts. They're still here. Wario looking to clap a little more, and that is exactly what Waymas needs right now. Okay, look at that. Rocks recognizing that the bite is an effective way that Waymas has used to cover that area, and so he's not going to let himself fall into that trap. Not letting that bike be a factor as well, like Rocks just even playing with it. And look at that, Waymas very contented to just keep himself on those platforms. However, Rocks seems to be making an even better job at just dealing with that and knowing when not to engage. Of course, still dangerous percent for Sheik here, which is quite ironic if you look at the difference, but like it's just reality. When that waft is in play and Wario has rage, then Rocks could definitely be losing the stock pretty soon.
Yes, I am 100% agreeing with you right now. The thing is that it's currently Rocks 2 stocks against Waymas 1 stock. So what's the plan here? He's gonna take 1 stock by just trying to get anything from neutral, all these interactions or any kind of kill setup that he can achieve from by reading rocks a step ahead, and then on the next stock is where he's just gonna try to land that finishing combo using the waff at the end, which is currently being a little bit struggling. As you can already tell, he's just facing a problem that he has no solution whatsoever. Rox's mobility, it's just a little too ahead of Waymas trying to land that finishing blow that he needs for the second stock. Nonetheless, the last stock.
Okay, here, Rox, are you going to find something in the next few seconds, or this could be getting very, very dangerous? Just the same down tilt, just so useful, and he had a fair that we're really not used to this. This is not melee. That forwarder has lost quite a few. Like, it has changed in utility over years.
And I
don't know, man. He was quite high percent. Like, he was such a high percent. Yeah. And also, like I'm saying, like, Town and City is very narrow. Definitely very, very narrow stage. Like, that floor, extremely wide. Yes, one of the widest floors in the game. But when you look at the blast zone numbers, then really it's
the side blast zones are quite they're quite close to the stage actually. Yeah, I agree with you.
So their Town and City just paying a favor to Rox and working the way around, and also like Waymas that I think was getting very patient at the ledge, especially in the last set we saw him play. And this time around, like, Rox is just pressing the buttons and just catching him off guard. And of course, the higher your percent, you are not going to be able to hold onto that ledge for as long as before. So here, like, that down tilt really has come into a very big place for Rox, who is now just one game away from closing out this set. Yeah, sure.
And I am actually quite happy that we are currently on my favorite stage of all. That's one of the good reasons why this rule set is something innovative. As you can already tell, and the chat can already tell, we're currently playing on Hazards On. So this is the one time that we have this kind of example that what can we do or how can Hazards actually manage in the current meta. So they're currently tasting also Hollow Bastions, and it's already Waymas making a statement using the power of the background and the music that Hollow Bastion has to hold for these players.
Yeah, this is a playing ground not only for the Mexican players, but as well for testing those different stages that we are perhaps not used to seeing. Of course, here we have yet again Final Destination, just with a platform on top, and with Rox putting on a great combo. Same combo, different side of the stage here. And he is going for the extensions on the platform as well. Rox knows his percents and wasting a bit of those needles. However, he rushes in immediately. Waymas, who had been doing a great job just waiting it out, again, just playing to his strengths, now is getting overwhelmed by Rox, and those resets are definitely the strength of this character.
Every single time I see that woman just holds in that AI, just gonna go land and over and over and over against another aerial. One thing for sure is that if you want to be able to manage against Sheik, you don't have to be afraid of holding the eye out, because you are just letting Sheik get a little bit more and more of advantage every single time. So it's 99 against 43, currently holding the neutral on the center of the stage, middle of the stage. He was just trying to hold something in, and once again the DI in was his one mistake. This is currently I'm getting a statement that this could probably be the second 3 stock that we have on this stream today.
Yeah, definitely not what we were expecting to see here, even though we know just how talented Rox is, right?
Oh my God.
And he's going for extinction once more, trying to punish, and quite dangerous at that. There was no more invincibility to be played with. Just delaying the recovery and even getting that extra percent, which I think it piles on. Of course, Sheik does have a ton of true strings, and some of those resets are very, very oppressive, and they have been working wonders, specifically for Waymas. But that raw percent, it does come in handy a lot of times. Here, Waymas finally playing off the shield with the neutral layers, and even though Rox knew you do have a ton of mix-ups that you can go for with that neutral layer, because of how, even though it's a tiny, relatively speaking, hitbox, it is very, very lasting. So here, perhaps we are seeing Waymas' last stand in this here set, but we are gonna have to fight for one last stock before we call it.
Not yet. We are at even percent, and we have heard this before over and over and over. It's one single.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that.
You were talking
God
about DI
damn it.
out, but I think that was not the DI out that we were looking for, or even
Yeah.
just that clean.
That was
it
not what I
fresh to
meant.
backer?
That was not the name, but yeah, that was quite fresh actually. It was
All
not
right.
stale whatsoever. It was
Sure.
like
We'll
30,
call it that.
30 seconds before.